Hello, listeners. This is Sean Greg Andersen, VO Talent, and welcome back to Public Domania, the show where I have a chat with characters of television and written media that are in the public domain. Today's guest is truly a notorious man from the sea. Please welcome, if you will, the one and only Captain Long John Silver.
Well, blow me down. What a place. What a place. What a place.
Mr. Silver, welcome to the show. Please, have a seat.
Well, don't mind if I do.
What are you staring at, lad? Oh, sorry, it's just that you really only have one leg?
Well, all good men of the Royal Navy make sacrifices, me boyo.
You were in the Royal Navy?
Too right. I was serving under the Immortal Hawk.
The Immortal what?
That was the name given to Edward Hawke by his men.
Well, that's one question out of the way.
Oh?
I was going to ask you how you lost your leg, but now that I know, we don't have to cover it.
Well, if you want to know the details, you see, there I was.
No, that won't be necessary. How about we just move on to the next question?
All right, if you insist. But before we carry on with this here conversation, may I ask you one question?
Of course.
What am I doing here exactly? When we met on the shore, you didn't specify exactly what you wanted to know, or what questions you wanted to ask me. After all, I only went with you out of curiosity.
Oh, right. To settle the confusion, I actually met Mr. Silver on the beach when I was doing a little time hopping. It's not important. Mr. Silver, I just wanted to talk to you about your life.
I'm aware of that. But in what regard? Possibly to get me hanged?
Oh, no. I don't have such jurisdiction to do anything like that. I assure you, I only want to get to know you better. I mean, I've heard about the notorious Captain Long John Silver for so many years, but I didn't really know too much about you. So I just wanted to meet you and see what you were really like.
Well, why didn't you say so?
Sorry for the distrust. In my way of life, you learn to trust only when you have to. And even then,
be more cautious.
I can understand that, considering your line of work. I mean, from what I've learned, you are a truly terrible pirate.
I like to think of myself as an opportunist lad. Someone who's bold enough to claim what he desires. Like a piece of eight. Piece of eight.
That's true, I guess. But tell me, what do you do with what you desire?
Well, I do the smart thing, lad. I save me money so I can one day retire and enjoy the rest of me days with my wife.
You're married?
Aye, to the most beautiful lass that ever came from the lands of Africa.
Huh. Can't believe it. By what I always understood, you were never married. What is she like?
She's like a spitfire, and smart as paint. In fact, she's the one who handles me business affairs while I'm out on adventures.
Speaking of which, what drove you to become a pirate?
Well, it's like I said, lad. I'm an opportunist. And let's just say an opportunity for wealth presented itself, which led me down the path of piracy.
Okay, that's fair. Do you want to expand on that?
Not really.
Okay, but what about other fields? Like, I heard you're a cook.
I am indeed a cook. I have learned a great deal of recipes during my adventures. But I chose the path of a pirate. And once you've chosen your path, you have to stick with it until the end.
I can understand that. But wouldn't you want a life without someone chasing after you?
Not really. I mean, where's the adventure in that? I may have lost my leg, but I'm still as strong as ever. If you don't believe me, stand up and I'll show you.
No, that won't be necessary.
What's wrong, lad? Afraid I'll fight dirty?
Oh, you are a pirate.
Quite true, lad. Quite true.
Okay, then. How about it? What is it? Really? Where could it have gone? Mr. Silver, you will have to excuse me for a second. I have to look into something that has gone missing. All right, lad. You go tend to your problem. I'll be fine right here. Fine right here. Fine right here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be right back. But in the meantime, could someone keep an eye on my guest? Thank you. Look, I know that he probably did something, but we can't just accuse him right away, you know what I mean? And we just need to give it a little time. Now, just wait right there and we'll just keep a close eye on him, okay? Hello, everyone. I'm back with Long John Silver. Welcome back, lad. Did you find what you were looking for? Not yet, but I have some suspicions. Really? Really? What? Yes, Polly. His name is not Polly. It's Flint. Flint? Aye, Flint, named after the great pirate Captain Flint himself. You knew Captain Flint? I was his quartermaster. What's that? Someone in the Navy that is responsible for steering and making signals. That's amazing. So, what was he like? He was the most bloodthirsty man I ever knew. If you crossed him, you were better off running and hoping you got far enough away. In all the time I knew him, there was only one person he ever feared. Who could scare someone like that? Me. You? That's right, lad. He knew how dangerous I was. Okay, if you say so. You don't believe me? Well, you are a pirate, which means you're known to stretch the truth. Well, that is a way to survive as a pirate. But I assure you, I saw the look in his eyes whenever he watched me, and they were of great fear. Okay, say he did. Why would he keep you close? To keep an eye on me. To make sure I didn't do something that would end him. Ah, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Right you are, lad. Well, were you his end? Oh, no. He died drinking too much rum. Drinking too much rum? Not being stabbed or shot? No, lad. He was one of the two people that could kill him. And the other is you, right? Now you understand. Well, what was it like working under him while he was alive? It was quite profitable. We were able to get more loot than any other crew due to Flint's bloodthirsty antics. And thanks to me knowledge of money along with me wife, I made quite a killin'. Well, what about the rest of Flint's crew? Those idiots? They could barely hold on to a single copper coin. They spent it all on food, drink, and pleasurable company. There was one crew member that went by the name of Blind Pew that went through money like water. Even Billy Bones, who was Flint's first mate. Billy Bones. Oh, yeah, Billy Bones. Wasn't he the one that stole something from Flint? No, he didn't steal anything from Flint. He was too afraid of him. What I understand is that Flint gave it to him, seeing that he was Flint's first mate. But what was it he gave him? The map to the treasure that Flint buried. You see, Flint was just as smart as I was about wealth, which is why he buried his loot and kept the location of where to himself. And the way to find it was through the map that Billy had? Exactly. The very map that all the men of Flint's crew wanted due to not having a coin of money to their name. Well, then I bet Billy became a rich man. You would think, lad. But no. Huh? He didn't know the location of the island where the loot was buried, or even how to get to such a place without a ship. All he had was the map, with no way of figuring it out. But that didn't convince him to give it up or find some allies he could trust. Well, I guess he was worried someone would betray him. I mean, he did work with pirates. True, lad. But if you can't get great wealth on your own, then you either have to trust someone or give it to someone more deserving. More deserving! More deserving! Well, did he find someone he could trust? Yes, he did. A young man that worked at an inn he was staying at. A young man by the name of Jim Hawkins. Well, why would he trust something like that to a young man? Well, by what I heard, he died of drinking too much rum, just like Flint. And apparently the boy stumbled upon it after blind puke came to give Billy the black spot. The black... Oh yeah, the pirate's death sentence, right? You heard of it. Yeah, but that's not important. What? Okay, thanks. Mr. Silver, would you excuse me again? There's been some new evidence to suggest where the item I am looking for is. Take your time, lad. Take your time. Take your time. Excuse me. Be right back, folks. Like I said, keep an eye on him. Yeah, we got everything on him. Let me just finish the interview, okay? Okay, great. Then we'll grab him. Hello, everyone. I'm back from talking to my people, and we have found out what happened to our missing food cart. Well done, lad. Where did you find this food cart of which you speak of? I'll tell you after the interview. Well then, go ahead, lad. Go ahead, lad. Go ahead, lad. Okay, now where were we? Oh yeah, you were talking about that young man Billy Bones gave the map to. What was his name again? Jim Hawkins. Ah, yeah. What was he like? I assume you met him at least once. I did. We spent quite a bit of time together on the voyage to the island. Wait a minute. Voyage to the island? But, I thought the map didn't say where the island was. Oh, don't give me that, lad. Just because Billy Bones couldn't figure it out doesn't mean no one could. Let's just say it requires a certain touch from maps that dear Billy didn't have. Okay, well, how did you spend time with him on the voyage? I mean, how'd you even get on the ship to go on the voyage? Well, I did a little dealing with the financier of the voyage to get myself and me crewmates aboard the ship heading toward the island. There I was the cook, and Jim was the cabin boy that worked with me. Well, that must have worked out well for you, considering that Jim had the map. He did have the map, but I didn't completely know that until the captain locked it away in his quarters, which is something I only found out after gaining Jim's complete trust. How did you do that? Well, Flint here helped. Flint helped. Flint helped. How did Flint do that? I told Jim about how this bird had seen so many amazing things in her lifetime, like sailing with Captain England. Who's... You know what, we don't have time for that. So, were any of those stories actually factual? Or were most of them just stories? Like you said, lad, we're pressed for time. Alright. So, tell me, what did you do next? Well, after learning where the map was, I had to be very creative to get it, and get some of me men on the island to hunt for the treasure. You must have been quite creative if no one knew you and your men were pirates. Actually, I found out that Jim overheard me and me men talking, so he learned the truth and told to the captain. So I had to trick the boy into coming with us, so the captain wouldn't try anything. He and Jim had become very close. Yeah, I can see that. So I guess Jim is just a convenient tool for you, huh? Yes and no. What do you mean? When you're a pirate, you have to look out for yourself. That's where you get what you need and get away. But Jim wasn't just a tool to me. He was like a son I never had. He was? Aye. He told me all sorts of things, like his father being gone, his mother struggling to run an inn, and how he longed for adventure and to help his mother. I understood that, and I felt the same way about me wife, who I was going to rendezvous with later after I got the treasure. So you actually cared about Jim? I certainly did. Even when me men were turning against me due to finding the treasure location being empty, all I could think about was how to get myself and Jim to safety. That's quite noble. So what happened there? Well, I held me men at gunpoint and allowed Jim to escape. Afterwards, I was able to convince me men to work with me again. How'd you do that? We pirates are very superstitious. And when I discovered the black spot they gave me came from a page from the Bible, well, just use your imagination, lad. Impressive. So were you and your men able to get the treasure? Well, I didn't get as much as I would have wanted, but I was able to escape with quite a nice amount, despite Ben Gunn hiding most of it away for himself. But that's a story for another day. Right. What about Jim? How did you leave things with him? We went our separate ways, but I believe he's doing just fine. Doing just fine, doing just fine. Well, if that's all you want to know, lad, I best be on me way. Oh yeah, but there's one last thing we need to talk about. What's that, lad? The food and money you stole. You dare accuse me of such things? Yes, and I have the evidence to prove it. So how about we have a talk with the police, or constable, as you call them? Sorry, lad, but my wife is waiting for me, and she hates it when I make her wait too long. How did you get that gun in here? I have me ways. Just like your box sending me back where I came. Is that right? Yes, it will send you right back from where I picked you up from. Then I'll be sailing off. Sailing off! Sailing off! Wah! Oh, lad, you can keep that odd green paper that your people called money. It looks worthless to me. But I will keep the gold and silver that your people had on them. Take care, lad. I just got held up by Long John Silver. Well, that's the risk you take when interviewing someone you know is a notorious criminal. I just hope I could explain that to the others. But at least he left the money. And all that gold and silver he took, it's just imitation. Oh man, that's gonna be fun when he finds out about that. Well, anyway, I want to thank you all for listening and hope you come back for more Public Domain Character Chats. This is Sean Greg Andersen, VO Talent on Public Domania, saying goodnight. Note that all sound effects for the show were supplied by the Funny Sound Effects app and 100 Buttons and Sound Effects app from the Apple Store.